I know exactly what you've been told your whole life. That you're too sensitive. That you should toughen up. That you take everything too personally. Maybe you've spent years apologizing for crying, or feeling too much, or reacting more deeply than everyone around you. But the truth is simple. The label you were given is wrong. There's nothing broken about you. You're not weak. You're not a mistake. You're what psychologists call a highly sensitive person. But I prefer another name, a supersensor, because while most people go through life in standard definition, your brain operates in 8K, and today, you'll see the neuroscience that proves your sensitivity isn't a flaw. It's a high-performance radar the world desperately needs. To understand yourself, we have to look at your wiring. This isn't just personality. It's biology. Research shows your brain processes information differently than nearly 80% of people. Think of the brain like a camera. Most people run on 720p, good enough, efficient, uncomplicated. But your brain? It captures everything in ultra-high detail. In neuroscience shows 3 major upgrades in your hardware that explain why life hits you so intensely. First, your brain lacks a filter. Scientists call it low latent inhibition. Most minds block out 90% of the world to save energy. They ignore the background entirely, but you don't. You absorb the texture of the chair, the hum of the fridge, the tension in someone's voice, all at the same time. Yes, it overwhelms you, but it also makes you the person who notices patterns, beauty, and danger long before anyone else. Second, your mirror neurons are turned up higher than normal. You don't simply understand emotions, you feel them. Someone else's sadness shows up in your body like it's your own. This isn't imagination. Your brain literally simulates the emotional state of others. You're an emotional sponge in a world that spills constantly. Third, depth of processing. This might be the trait people misunderstand most. Psychologists call it the pause to check strategy. You don't react instantly because your brain isn't doing surface level thinking. You're running a full internal analysis, connecting past memories, predicting outcomes, and interpreting meaning. You're not slow. You're thorough. Your hesitation isn't confusion, it's computation. So why did evolution keep this trait? Because sensitivity wasn't a weakness. It was a survival asset. If it were useless, natural selection would have erased it long ago. But it didn't. It preserved it. Because the tribe needed both warriors and watchers. The majority were built to hunt, fight, and take risks. But without someone scanning the environment, sensing danger, noticing subtle shifts, the tribe wouldn't survive. That was your role. Your so-called weakness was actually an early warning system. Modern society, however, is loud, fast, overstimulating, built for warriors, not sensors. That's why you often feel out of place. But feeling out of place is not the same as lacking value. Your depth comes with a cost. When you shut down, need silence, or retreat to a dark room, you're not being dramatic. Your mental RAM is full. Your system is overheating. Scientists use a beautiful metaphor for this. Most people are dandelions. They can grow anywhere: sidewalks, gardens, cracks in stone. Environment hardly matters, but you're an orchid. In harsh, noisy, chaotic conditions, you struggle. You might have blamed yourself for years, wondering why you can't handle things like everyone else. But the science of vantage sensitivity reveals something extraordinary. When an orchid is placed in the right environment, good light, good soil, the right care, it doesn't just live. It becomes something breathtaking. Something a dandelion could never become. You weren't meant to toughen up for the sidewalk. You were meant to bloom in the greenhouse. When you shape your life around your sensitivity instead of fighting it. You don't just keep up, you surpass others. So here's your real prescription. Stop trying to harden your feelings. Stop forcing yourself to build a thicker skin. You can't overwrite your biology, and you shouldn't try. The world has enough numbness. What it lacks is people who feel deeply. People like you. So protect your gift. Build boundaries. Honor your need for quiet. And the next time someone says you're too sensitive, breathe, smile on the inside, and remember, you're not defective. You're just seeing the world in 8K. And because your sensitivity runs so deep, you may have built a wall around your personal life. Maybe you're one of those people who logs in, observes, but hardly posts anything. To others, you look like a ghost online. But psychology suggests that this silence isn't emptiness. It's a different kind of strength. If you want to know whether your digital quietness is a sign of confidence or hidden overwhelm, click the video on your screen. There, I break down the psychology of the online ghost and why stepping back from the feed might be the healthiest thing a supersensor can do. I'll see you in that video.